Hello, people. I'm the 4th grader.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to be in the video.
No, you're going to go. Thank you. Say goodbye.
Mwah.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Christina at Homeschool and Grace, and I wanted to share with you today a weekly update. I thought I'd start making these on how we did in school this week, how we did getting stuff done, and how successful we were or unsuccessful we were. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with my oldest. She is doing Creation to the Greeks, the My Father's World, and we are on week 6. All my kids are on week 6. My youngest is at week 7, and I will try and put timestamps if you're looking for just 4th grade or not kindergarten, 1st grade and pre-K. So let's see, how did our week go? Okay, so to start out with my oldest, and Bible is what it always starts out with, she's going to be learning the 10 Commandments. And this year, I believe all of my kids will be learning the 10 Commandments at some point or another. Not necessarily memorizing them, but going through them. So I'm going to show you what I made for her for the 10 Commandments. So they recommend just a big piece of paper, but I didn't want to tape together more paper to hang up. So I just have one of these hanging up in our room. You can see it's so big. So I just drew it out. This is, what is it, a Post-it easel pad. So I will try and find it on Amazon for you guys and link it below if anyone's interested in something like that. Also, she's supposed to be learning. We're going through this, and I have expectations to get through this book, celebrating biblical feasts. It's really cool. We're just not finding the time to do it like I had hoped. We did Sabbath. We did the whole meal and everything, but we were supposed to do Sukkot, and it did not happen. Unfortunately. I even put marks okay, we're gonna read the scripture, and I forget every day, and then I couldn't find the book, and so it's just not getting done. So we are doing 10 Commandments, and then we're just reading whatever scripture they have us read for that day and discussing. Next, this English from the Roots Up, I'm loving this. This is going really well for us, and I found if you follow the My Father's World Creation to Greeks Facebook page, someone in the files created tests. So I just printed this out and had her do it, and she actually was like, I really like doing it this way. It was a lot more fun, and she did really well. I thought, oh, this isn't gonna go well because we didn't necessarily go over the different words that we can create with the root words, but she did awesome. She got 100% actually. So I really recommend this if you are using this book to look these up. Next, I am onto writing with her this week. I'm still really loving, she colored in the W, so you can't hardly see it, but writing skills. She wrote her own story, own paragraph, and I was a little concerned because it wasn't super long, the sentences that she used, but then the next lesson that we got to was all about helping build your sentences so they're longer for your paragraph. I'm like, awesome. So I really am liking this writing skills. She's doing really well with it. We're taking a little slow. She's, I think, one lesson behind, that's it. But I think she'll either catch up or we'll just take a little bit more time on this book, which I'm not concerned about. We're still liking the language lessons for today. It's going well. She's doing really good with it. This is our 3rd time using it, and I just think it's a great, it's an easy way to get those language lessons in. So I do wish, and I may go find one at the Dollar Tree for this, just having a poster with the parts of speech to refer to, because sometimes she still gets a little mixed up with each part of speech. So that's one thing I am going to add this, hopefully this week, to our wall is a parts of speech poster. I wanted to share this book again, Dinosaurs of Eden. We just finished this one up this week. We actually don't finish it with the curriculum, but I may have us finish it just reading it aloud. I really like this book. It's it really helps you have a biblical worldview of the dinosaurs. I didn't realize how much, I think I had a secular worldview of the dinosaurs and that they were like millions of years old. I didn't really have an opinion either way. But this definitely helps you understand, like, no, on the 6th day of creation, he created the animals and they're an animal. And I guess I needed that really spelled out for me. So I really recommend this book, even if it's just for yourself to, if you're not quite sure about the dinosaurs, this helps. She's also, I forgot to add this to Bible, but she learned Abraham's journey. And I thought this was just really cool because I'm learning so much with her about like the Fertile Crescent and this whole area of the world, the Middle East. Now when people tell me like, oh, this place here, I'm like, I actually know where that is. And learning about and Haran and Egypt, all these areas, it's just really cool that she's learning this, and it's doing a lot of just simple maps, and I think that some of it's sticking at least. Okay, so lastly for her that I'll go over, we're working through this. We just actually finished this week, Pyramids, and I like this book a lot. It has a lot of projects that I wish we could have done more of. Honestly, we just, having so many kids to get through this, and I had sick kids this week and I was sick, so we just did not get to as many projects as we liked. And I'll add some pictures at the end that we did get through. We did some experiments with eggs, and she compared like salt and sugar, those shapes, and under a microscope. And what else did we do? She did do some sugar cube pyramids, and my kids ate a lot of sugar cubes, but that was a fun one too. Those were just a few of the fun stuff we did, but there's so much more if your kids are doing pyramids. And this is by, I think this is by My Father's World, or at least they sell it. So if this is a fun one, if you're wanting to do more experiments for science on the pyramids. So I'm gonna get one more thing. Okay, so lastly, for her, I'm gonna share what she is reading to herself or reading to me. I don't necessarily have her be on like her grade level reading. It's just, if she wants to read something for fun, then I'm just gonna let her read it for fun. It's not a big deal to me. But one, it's really behind, but it was about the pyramids. So we had this book, Barbie, The Pyramid Adventure. So I'm having her read this one. She's not thrilled about it, but sometimes you just have to read stuff that you don't necessarily want to read. And it's not that long, my goodness. So she's reading this one. She's really liking these Princess in Blacks, and the newest one comes out next month. So she's super excited. I mean, again, these are pretty simple books, but they're really cute, and the pictures are just really fun to look at. So I don't mind, all my girls get really excited about these ones. And then she has started this one, The Boxcar Children, Surprise Island. So she's, I think, a couple chapters into this one. So she's liking that. Okay, so that was everything for my 4th grader so far this week that I thought I'd share as an update. I hope that was helpful. Okay, so now we're moving on to my 1st grader who's learning in, again, My Father's World, learning God's story. And this week, she was learning the long A sound. And so the way that I taught that, I don't know if this will be helpful for anyone, but the way I teach that is that the E at the end is bossy, but he's quiet. He's quietly bossy. And so he tells A to say its name. And so A has to say its name, but it says it quietly. So we cross out the E, and then we put a name tag on the A. And I say, oh, you gotta remember, you gotta put its name tag on, because now the A has to say its name. It's no longer just its ah sound. So that was helpful, and I feel like she picked it up really quickly. And I think she also did learn the long E sound, and again, it was like that bossy E is quiet, but he makes you say its name. So she's still also really loving these Ziggy Zebra games that are helping a lot with reading. So I highly recommend this. If you, I'll try and link it below if I can find it on Amazon. And again, these are, I don't think I said this at the beginning, but they're affiliate links. But this is a game changer. I feel like I wish I had it for my oldest when she was learning to read, because they just make like reading practice and your phonics words really easy to learn. So that's what I try and make sure we play at least one a day, if not every other day. For Bible, we're still working through this devotional book, and I really, I think the stories are really sweet in this, and I think she's understanding them. And she's also, we're doing the animals when the animals line up. So let's see. This week it was like on a rhino, so we did the rhino picture. So I just think it's really cool looking. So I wanted to share a picture. So that was a fun one to do. We're also working through drawing with children. This book, I still am on the fence about it. We're getting through it, but I didn't really like it the first time I taught it, and I feel like I don't really like it this time. But some people just love it, and I know a lot of, I think Classical Conversations uses this. Actually, I know they use this, so, but I just am not loving it. So this week we did mirror imaging, and it turned out okay. I had to show her definitely like how to do it, and I don't even feel like I'm very good at it. So we kind of just worked together on it, and it was not perfect. She was learning about trees, and we didn't really do much with it, except we read Leaf Man on the last day of the week and collected some leaves for fall. So that was about all we did for science for her, with learning about trees, which it's kindergarten. I think that's plenty. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my pre-K-er. Okay, pre-K. So this is a fun program. So she was learning about the letter D. So as you can see up here, we did D is for dots. And she's now, because we're at week 7, she's now to E, but this was for the dots. And then for speech therapy that she goes to, she's learning about how to sound out, to do the sound sp. So it's a lot of sp, and 5 and fun, but a lot of the sp. She struggles with that sound for spider and spelling and speech. So when we say it's speech therapy, she says peach therapy. So we're definitely working on that sound. She also was learning the number 2. So I'll share the books that we read for those. For the number 2, she was learning, we use this book, One is One, and the pictures are really neat. This is by Tasha Tudor. But the pictures are really pretty. So I really like it. So we use this. And then we also use numbers, I don't know, accounting book. And I also have alpha bears that we go through for the alphabet. And then we also did our nature cards. I shared this in the video that goes over this, but I'll show it one more time. So it was on 2 jackdaws, and then she had to find the pairs, and it was a lot on pairs this week. Okay, so that was for number. Now, moving on to letter D, we used Brian Wildsmith's ABCs, Bob and Larry's ABCs. I like these Alpha Tail books. I got these on Amazon, and I can link these below. And we read Detective Dog and the Disappearing Donuts. And then we also did the activity card for D. So D is for duckling. And then she had to find the mommy animal with the baby animal. So that was cute. And then we're using these. I also shared this in that video on my pre-K, but these are really cool. So it has all the different things for D, dinosaurs, duck, donkey. domino, and dog. So little. So she really likes being able to do this. We also this week did, we made lots of Play-Doh to play with, and if you ever do My Father's World, their Play-Doh recipe's awesome. So it always turns out well, and I've been super happy with it. It's not sticky. It's like it's like perfect Play-Doh. So I highly recommend it. Okay, so I'll add in also her Bible. She does not love this Bible. I feel like it loses her interest. The pictures, it's cool because they're a bit more realistic, I guess, for cartoons, but she is not loving it. We still do it every day, but she has not been super fan. It's kind of like we're gonna read your Bible, and then, you know, we go over the story more and more, but it's not, and I have some big pictures I might start using from Abeka, like these big poster pictures, if I have them for the story to add to it, and I think she might like that better. But we're just going to keep trucking through. I just think it's really important, and, you know, it doesn't really matter if the pictures aren't super interesting. She needs to learn her Bible. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that was helpful to see what we did this week, and maybe give you some ideas for, you know, your own school, and let me know what you're doing in your school this week and how it went. This week was much better. The week before we did not get much done. It was a rough week. I was, like I said, I was sick. Well, I was sick at the beginning of this week, and then my baby was sick the week before that with an ear infection, and so it was a rough week. And I should have brought up, but I actually went through my day planner, and I finally started at the end with the day I want to finish school. And so I went all the way back to today, or whatever week it was, and I realized that we had an extra week to spare, and so it gave me so much peace to be able to know, like, okay, we're just gonna stop where we're at. This was for the week before, and just pick up again the next week. And so that gave me a lot of peace, and I felt like gave myself grace that, like, it's okay. Just put the books down and heal, let the baby heal, because there was just too much sickness. And so that was nice. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope to hear from you what you guys did this week in your school. So have a great day, and we'll see you at the next video. All right, thanks, bye-bye.